India, and I'm going to present the work which I did in Indian Computers Emergency Response Team, India. Okay, so Industry 4.0, it basically aims to expand the network at a much larger scale than we have ever seen in the past. And with a much bigger and more complex network involving direct machine-to-machine communication, the vulnerabilities to attacks also increases. So, in systems like industrial control system and supervisory control and data acquisition systems, which are yet to adjust to these changes in Industry 4.0, along with their complex architecture and the digital forensic tools available for them, the shortcomings and the lack and shortcomings in those digital forensic tools makes them vulnerable to these cyber attacks. So, in this study, we focused on SCADA and we looked at its architecture in Industry 4.0, and we identified the challenges and we looked at the digital forensic tools and the limitations in them to address these security challenges. So, the SCADA architecture. So I'll just describe the SCADA architecture. So SCADA basically consists of two layers, two main layers. One is the control center and the other is the field sites. So the control center consists of the human machine interface, which is responsible for basically controlling the whole system. The machine terminal unit, which is responsible for communicating with the field sites, and the historian, which stores the data. And the field sites consist of a programmable logic controller and a remote terminal unit, which are responsible for controlling the sensors. And both of them have their own central processing unit, their user interface, and a memory. And the communication between the control site and the field sites takes place with the help of networks. So that can be WAN, LAN, or so, typical methods of digital forensics includes examination, identification, collection, analysis, and documentation. And after all this, the final outcome is presented. So, in my study, we looked at SCADA forensic tools like Wireshark, Autopsy, Network Miner, NKS, Volatility, FTK Imager, and TCP DAO. So the challenges which we identified in SCADA systems in Industry 4.0 are as follows. So first, lack of post forensic models and tools. So SCADA having a complicated architecture, uh, it requires tools which are able to successfully identify the type of attack and acquire the data for evidence. And as the state of the machine is stored in volatile memory, which is a limited memory, so the memory gets overwritten over time. So, with the current forensic tools, we are unable to acquire the data post the attack. And the next issue is lack of live forensics. So, as we know that SCADA is a live system, that is, it is online all the time, and it lacks live forensic tools which can acquire the volatile memory for digital forensics. Sorry. Next is lack of ground truth for forensics data, as data can be tampered with during communication. As we have discussed that Industry 4.0 increases networking. So the data transferred over the network from field sites to control center, this data can be tampered with and manipulated, which causes the loss of evidence. Fourth is volatile memory and limited logging, so data retrieval is tough. SCADA system consists of two types of memory, that is volatile memory and non-volatile memory. The state of the machine is stored in volatile memory, and this state of machine is very important as to perform digital forensics. The state of the machine during the time of attack is required to successfully be able to identify the threats. So this is so, and because of the limited capacity of memory, the logs get overwritten. The existing logs get overwritten by the newer logs. So this is one of the challenge. And final challenge which I identified, which we identified were the challenges with forensic tools. So few of the forensic tools which we looked at, they are able to perform live forensics, but the operating system which they work on are like Windows, Linux, etc. But the PLCs, they work on a completely different operating system, which is not compatible with these forensic tools. So these forensic tools may be used on the human-machine interface, which works on Windows, Linux, etc. But during if the data is being transferred from field side to control side, in that time the information can be manipulated. And also tools like Wireshark and Network Miner, they acquire the information which is flowing on the network. They store it for offline data analysis. So in that time, the information can be manipulated, and also they lack live data acquisition. So this is one of the challenges. So next, we propose some possible solutions for these identified challenges. So first was to develop an interrupt raising model. So we can create a model which raises an interrupt whenever there is an anomaly in the system. So this may solve the issue of live forensics. And how this would work is as soon as an cyber attack is detected, the state an interrupt would be raised, and because of this interrupt, the state of the machine would be stored for forensics. Second solution is to develop the model integrated with Wireshark to detect network anomaly. So, integrating a model with Wireshark, which would perform real-time data acquisition and would be able to detect network anomaly, would solve the issue of shortcomings in Wireshark. And next solution is to develop tools for PLCs. So as we've already discussed, that PLC works on completely different operating software than the tools which are currently available. So development of forensic tools which can work on PLC's operating software. And the final solution was to expand the volatile memory by making use of services like cloud services. So, as we know that volatile memory is very important for digital forensics as it stores the state of the machine. So, and the volatile memory is limited memory. So, expanding this memory by making use of cloud services would solve this issue. So some of the challenges we encountered with these proposed solutions proper understanding of PLC and RTO architecture and malware parameters are required. And to perform deep packet inspection in Wireshark, the operational technology packets, which are the packets which communicate within the physical system, their parameters are required. The two, so as we have discussed that memory expansion using cloud services, but there are multiple PLCs and RTOs which are being used in the system. So expanding memory of each of them might be costlier. And finally, the lack of standardization for machine-to-machine data exchange and architecture for processing is detrimental to innovation and creation of intellectual property. So currently, we are working on leveraging the Wireshark tool for real-time data analysis and identification of cyber attacks on SCADA network. So, for example, to identify the distributed denial of service attack, we are monitoring the Internet Protocol packet rate, the operational technology packet rate, the SysACK packet rate, and for malware identification, we are currently trying to perform the deep packet inspection. So these are the references. And I would like to acknowledge all my co-authors at Indian Computers Emergency Response Team, and I would like to thank everyone for listening to the presentation. Any questions?
Okay, finish, Mr. Malik.
Yeah.
Actually, we still have 5 minutes. If one of you have question about the paper, please, I welcome. I invite you to ask questions. Still 5 minutes to go. No question again? Okay, would you like to stop the share screen?
Yes, I'll do that.
Since we have 14 participants in this room, I would like to check, is there anybody who haven't got a chance to present his or her paper?
Hello.